Hello everyone, I am Mohammad Ahmad Qureshi, working as an assistant professor in Civil Engineering Department at RNG Patel Institute of Technology, Bardoli. Till now, we had studied coplanar concurrent forces in mechanics of solid subjects. Now, we will continue the examples related to Lami's theorem that we had discussed in the previous lecture. So, what is Lami's theorem? As it states that if three coplanar forces acting at a point be in equilibrium, then each force is proportional to the sine of angle between the other two. So we will continue our examples related to Lami's theorem. So, two smooth spheres of weight 100 Newton each. Here, sphere 1 and sphere 2, each weighted 100 Newton, having the radius 20 centimeter. So the radius of both sphere is 20 centimeter, and both sphere are in equilibrium in horizontal channel of width 72 centimeter. The width is given as 72 centimeter. Find the reaction at the contact surface. We have to find the reaction at contact surface, that is point A, point B, and point C. Assume the sides of channel to be smooth. So here is our figure. So the radius of each sphere is given as 20 centimeter, 20 centimeter. So we will begin with this data. Radius of each sphere in the given data is given as 20 centimeter. So we may write that AF, this portion, equals to BF, this portion, equals to FD, equals to DE, equals to CE. All these data will be 20 centimeter. Now, channel width is given as 72 centimeter. Therefore, EF means this portion from here till here. EF will be FD 20 plus DE 20. So EF equals to FD plus DE equals to FD is 20 plus DE is 20, so equals to 40 centimeter. Now, we have to calculate the value of Fg, means from here till here. We have to calculate this value, as one side is calculated by us EF as 40 centimeter. So now Fg equals to total width of channel is given as 72 minus AF is given as 20 centimeter minus GC is given as 20 centimeter. So Fg will be 72 minus 20 equals to 32 centimeter. Now we know that Eg equals to, this portion is still remaining and we have to calculate this value. So Eg equals to under root of EF square, this portion, EF square minus this portion, FG square, triangle law. So value of EF we had calculated as 40 centimeter. So under root of 40 square minus value of FG as 32 centimeter. So 30 square. So you will get value of EG as 24 centimeter. Now here the theta is given, but it is unknown for us. So we will write related to cos theta. Cos theta will be Eg upon EF. What is cos theta? Cos theta is nothing but adjacent upon hypotenuse. So adjacent is our EF and hypotenuse is, sorry, EG and hypotenuse is EF. So EG upon EF equals to 24 upon 40 equals to 0.6. So value of cos theta is 0.6. And now we will calculate the value of sine. So sine theta equals to, what is sine theta? Sine theta is opposite side upon hypotenuse. So sine theta equals to opposite side is this FG upon hypotenuse is EF. So 32 upon 40 equals to 0.8. For getting this value in terms of theta, that is sine component and cos component, we have to calculate all this data. Now, we have to find the reaction at the contact surface A, B, and C. So, let us assume our sphere 2. And we know that the whole system is in equilibrium. Therefore, equilibrium of sphere 2. So, this is your free body diagram for sphere 2. Here, sphere 2 is connected with the wall. So your reaction will be in this direction. So I am writing here as RC. The weight 100 Newton is going downward. So here your 100 Newton is going in downward direction at point E. And as sphere 2 is connected with sphere 1, so the reaction force of sphere on sphere 2 from sphere 1 will be RD, and RD is our contact surface. So RD will be going in upward direction, making an angle theta with the y-axis. Remember this, with the y-axis. Now, as we know that sphere 2 has 2 points of contact. Which are the 2 points? One is C and the second is D. So we had generated the free body diagram for sphere 2. Now, as RC is unknown as well as RD is unknown, we can't apply Lami's theorem, because here what will happen? This force will be goes in this direction, in this, as well as this force will be in this direction. But the angles are missing for us. That is theta 90 degree, 180 degree or 160 degree. We may also go for that, but this method will be typical in that case. So what will I do? I will just find both the component, that is summation of fx and summation of fy. Summation of all the horizontal force equals to 0 and summation of all the vertical force equals to 0. So in our case, for horizontal component, this will be your horizontal component. So RC equals to, as this component is inclined and making an angle theta, it has two components. One will be cos and the other will be sine. But this RD makes an angle theta with the y-axis. Hence, this will become RD sine theta and this will becomes RD cos theta. Since theta is with respect to y-axis, therefore our component will be changed for horizontal as well as vertical. Now, for horizontal component, RC equals to RD sine theta, and value of sine theta we had calculated in our first step. Sine theta is nothing but 0.8. So RC equals to RD into 0.8, give as equation number 1. Now, summation of Fy equals to 0. We have to calculate the vertical forces. Therefore, for vertical force will be RD cos theta and the other vertical force is 100 Newton. So, we may write as RD cos theta equals to 100 and value of cos theta we had obtained earlier is 0.6. Therefore, your RD will be equals to 166.67 Newton. Now, this will be your equation number 2. Put the value of RD in equation number 1, so you will get the value of RC. So, equation 1 implies RC equals to 166.67 into 0.8 equals to 133.33 Newton. So we get the value of RC, means the reaction at the contact surface C, as 133.33 Newton. Now we will go for equilibrium of sphere 1. So where we have to draw the free body diagram for figure number 1. As this is your contact surface, so reaction will be in upward direction. Therefore, I am indicating here as RB in upward direction. Now, this is your contact surface. So, one reaction will be in the downward direction. So, this is our second reaction, RD. 100 Newton force is in downward direction. So, this will be our third reaction. Now, as the sphere 1 is connected with this surface at a point, so your reaction will be in the inward direction. So here this is your fourth reaction RA. And RD is making an angle theta with y-axis. So this will be your theta. So I'm indicating here as theta. Now we have to calculate the horizontal component as well as vertical component. So first we will go for sigma fx equals to 0. Now RD has two components. It is making an angle theta with vertical axis. Therefore, this will be your RD and RD. Therefore, summation of sigma fx equals to, this is your first horizontal force RA. Therefore, RA equals to, this will be your cos theta and this will be your sin theta. So RA equals to this horizontal component RD sin theta, and value of RD we had calculated in the previous step as 166.67 Newton. So here RA equals to 166.67 into sin theta we had calculated earlier as zero point 0.8. So your RA will be 133.33 Newton. So we get the reaction at the contact surface A as 133.33 Newton. Now we will go for sigma Fy equals to 0. Therefore, RB, this is your one vertical force, RB equals to, and the other vertical force in downward direction. So we will take here, so 100, and the another vertical force in downward direction is RD cos theta, so plus RD cos theta. So RB equals to 100 plus value of RD is 166.67 into cos theta is 0.6. So RB equals to 200 Newton. So the reaction at the contact surface B is 200 Newton. So we had calculated the reaction at the contact surface A, B and C. First of all, find the cos component and sin component with respect to theta from the given figure. Then draw the free body diagram for sphere 2 and calculate the contact surfaces. Here we have 2 points of contact surface at C and D. Hence we had calculated RC and RD. Then go for free body diagram for sphere 1 and calculate the contact surface that is at A point and at B point. By this way, we had calculated reactions at contact surface A, B and C. Now we will go for another example. A body weighing 2000 Newton. Here a body is weighing 2000 Newton and is suspended with a chain AB having 2 meter long, and it is pulled by a horizontal force. Here horizontal force is 320 Newton and it is pulled by this 320 Newton force as shown in figure. We have to find the force in the chain, means F equals to question mark, and the lateral displacement, that is x. We have to find the value of x. So first of all, we will draw the free body diagram from the given figure. So this is point B. So I am plotting this point B, and below point B 20,000 Newton in downward direction and 320 Newton in this direction, and force F is unknown. It is in upward direction as 20,000 Newton is going downward 320 is in this quadrant, and the chain is suspended with some support. Hence, it will be in the upward direction. For the system to be in equilibrium means we have to put the same figure without any change in its position. Hence, your force F is in upward direction. Now we will go for Lami's theorem. So, using Lami's theorem, one component is F, one force is your F, and the second force is 2000, and the third force is 320. So, what is Lami's theorem? Sine of angle between the other two. So, F upon sine of angle between the other two. This will be your 90 degree. So, sine 90 degree. 2000 sine of angle between the other two. So, here total is 180. Out of 180, theta is already given. So, this angle will be your 180 degree minus theta. So, 2000 upon sine 180 degree minus theta. Now, 320 upon sine of angle between the other two. Here theta is given and this angle is your 90 degree. So, here sine 90 degree plus theta. As we know that sine 180 minus theta is nothing but sine theta, and sine 90 plus theta is cos theta. Therefore, F upon sine 90 equals to 2000 upon sine theta equals to 320 upon cos theta. Therefore, F upon sine 90 is 1 equals to 2000 upon sine theta, and F upon sine 90 is 1 equals to 320 upon cos theta. So you will get F sine theta equals to 2000 and F cos theta equals to 320. So here sine theta and cos theta, we know that sine upon cos is tan theta. So here we may write that F sine theta upon F cos theta. F sine theta is 2000 upon F cos theta is 320. So this F will be cancelled, and sine by cos is nothing but tan theta equals to, solving this 2000 divided by 320, you will get 6.25. So therefore, theta equals to 80.91 degree. Now, putting this value of theta in any of the above equation, you will get the force F. So I will put in F sine theta, theta is 80.91 equals to 2000. So you will get the value of F as 2025.43 Newton. So 2025.43 Newton force is there in the chain. Now we have to find the lateral displacement x of the body. So for lateral displacement of the body, from the given figure, we may say that cos theta equals to x by 2. What is cos component? Cos is nothing but adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So adjacent side is x and hypotenuse is 2. So we may write that cos theta equals to x by 2, and we get the value of theta as 80.91 degree equals to x by 2. Therefore, our x will be cos 80.91 into 2, which will be equals to 0.316 meter. So, this is the lateral displacement of the body, and this is the force in the chain. So, first of all, we have to apply the Lamis theorem, and by applying Lamis theorem, we will get the force in the chain in terms of sine and cos component, and then we get the value of theta as 80.91, and putting the value of theta in any of the above equation, you will get the force in the chain as 2025.43 newton and the displacement x as 0.316 meter. Now we will go for another example. A jeep has a vertical post of 2 meter length. The vertical post has 2 meter length. The tie and jib members are inclined at 60 degree and 30 degree with the vertical post. If it lifts a load of 2 kilonewton, determine the forces induced in the jib and tie and their nature. Nature means whether they are tensile or compressive. First of all, we will draw the free body diagram for the given figure. So first of all, we will take C point, 2 kilonewton in downward direction, and as it is fixed over here, so FBC will be in the upward direction and this will be in your downward direction. So FBC is in the upward direction, making an angle 30 degree with the vertical component, and FAC is making an angle 30 degree with the horizontal component. So now we may say that your FAC is tensile force in the tie, and FBC is the compressive force in the jeep. So applying Lamis theorem at point C, we will get 3 force FAC, FBC and 2. Now Lamis theorem upon sine upon sine. So your FAC, this force has the sine of angle between the other two. So this is your 60 degree and this is your 90 degree. So FAC upon sine 150. Then FBC, sine of angle between the other two, means this angle. So 30 is already there. So this will be your 60. So upon sine 60. And 2 upon, this will be your total angle 30, 30, and this will be your 60. So the total angle will be 2 upon, sorry, this 60 plus 30, total is 90 here. So sine 150 degree. Now FAC upon sine 150 is 0.5, FBC upon sine 60 is 0.866 equals to 2 upon sine 150 is 0.5. Therefore, FAC upon 0.5 equals to 2 upon 0.5 and FBC upon 0.866 equals to 2 upon 0.5. So you will get the value of FAC as 2 kilonewton and value of FBC as 3.46 kilonewton. And as FAC is the tensile force in the jib, so its nature will be tensile, and FBC is the compressive force in the jib, so this will be your compressive in nature. So both the forces in the jib and tie are calculated as 2 and 3.464 kilonewton respectively, and its nature is tensile and compressive respectively. Now we will go for another example. Determine the forces P required to keep the system as shown in equilibrium. Since the system is in equilibrium, so we have to first draw the free body diagram for the given figure. So 60 Newton making an angle alpha. This principle of law of transmissibility of forces, and this is your 40 Newton making an angle 40° with the vertical y axis. Now applying Lami's theorem, so the forces are P upon equals to 40 upon equals to 60 upon sine of angle P upon sine of angle between the other two. So here your total angle is 180 degrees. So P upon sine 180 degree minus 40 minus this alpha and equals to 40 upon sine. So this is your 40 force. So the angle between the other two forces will be over here alpha plus 90. So here sine alpha plus 90 degree equals to 60 upon the sine of angle between the other two. So this will be 40 plus 90. So you will get as sine 130 degree. Now we know that sine alpha plus 90 is nothing but cos alpha. Therefore, P upon sine 180 degree minus 40 degree minus alpha equals to 40 upon cos alpha equals to 60 upon sine 130 degree. So here alpha is unknown, but here 40 is known, 60 is known, as well as sine 130 is known. So from these three value, we can easily calculate the value of alpha. So now, firstly, we will go for 40 upon cos alpha equals to 60 upon sine 130 degree. So you will get the value of alpha is 59.34 degree. Now we will put the value of alpha as for 59.34 degree in this equation, sine 180 minus 40 minus alpha. So you will get this value as sine 180 degree minus 40 degree minus alpha is 59.34 degree. So you will get sine 80.66 degree. Now we will put all these values in this equation. So you will get P upon sine 80.66 degree equals to 60 upon sine 130 degree. Therefore, P equals to sine 80.66 multiplied by 60 divided by sine 130. So you will get P as 77.23 Newton. So this is the force required to keep the system as shown in the figure in equilibrium. Now, generally there are three types of equilibrium. First is stable equilibrium, second is unstable equilibrium, and third is neutral equilibrium. So, what is stable equilibrium? Suppose this is your surface and this is your object. So, a body is said to be in stable equilibrium if it returns back to its original position. This is the original position and this is the displaced position. So, a body is said to be in stable equilibrium if it returns back to its original position after it is slightly displaced from its position of rest. Second is unstable equilibrium. What is unstable equilibrium? Suppose this is your surface a body is said to be in unstable equilibrium if it does not returns back. Suppose this is your object or body, it does not return back to its original position after it slightly displaced from the position of rest. And what is neutral equilibrium? A body is said to be in neutral equilibrium if it occupies a new position after it slightly displaced from its position of rest. So these are the three types of equilibrium: stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, and neutral equilibrium. In stable equilibrium, the body returns back to its original position. In unstable equilibrium, it does not returns back to its original position, whereas in case of neutral equilibrium, it occupies a new space. So here, this is the end of the coplanar concurrent forces chapter. In next lecture, we will go for coplanar non-concurrent forces. Thank you.